evening, everyone. This is Leroy Hutchinson here on JNN News with my co-host Chlorophyllian. 1859 so far has been a wild one for the United States, and it's been changed forever. Things like Oregon being admitted as a 33rd state and also being free, which has changed the tides in slavery. Also, with Pike Peak's gold rush, many people have been swarming out to find gold, and there's been many criminal acts and riches being found. But the biggest thing of all that's changed the United States so far is John Brown's revolt at Harper's Ferry. Major things have happened today at Harper's Ferry, Virginia. John Brown, already known for his aggressive attitude towards slavery, has taken the charge here today with a bunch of fugitive slaves and some free to take a federal arms depot in Harper's Ferry, Virginia. So far, it's been reported that 88 Marines, along with Robert E. Lee, have gone to try to stop John Brown and his slave revolt. Now to Nick on the ground.
And this is Nick Corral out here on the scene, and this battle's been going on for hours and hours, and I've seen many people drop. The bloodshed is real. So, are you Mr. John Brown?
Yes, I am.
Would you like to, we're going to interview you for JNN News Network.
Alright.
Alright, so I'd just like to know, what was your plan for today?
Well, I was going to get some slaves. I was going to take these guns and give them to the slaves. And I was going to make a big rebellion and free them all.
Mr. John Brown, what's driving you forward in life?
Well, I'd say it had to be God up there. He told me, no matter what the cost is, all the slaves have to be free. No matter what it takes.
So, Mr. John Brown,
Yes?
do you think we could prevent a civil war?
No, I do not. This country's too far gone. We need a war to cleanse the misfortunes that we've had in the past.
If you were to, say, get captured, what would you do?
At that point, it would be up to God. Lead me in this vast array of darkness.
Well, that concludes our interview with John Brown, and as you can see, it's been, oh my God, he's still breathing. Sir, can you speak to us for an interview? It'd mean a lot.
Is this what it feels like to bleed out?
I know you're gonna die like any minute now, but could you please just tell me what happened today?
2 days ago, John Brown and his boys showed up, started going through the city like a madman.
What happened after that?
I heard gunfire. It was just a normal work day. John Brown and his men started charging at me. They started dropping like flies. They're all gone. Save yourself. Save
Sir,
yourself.
stay with me, man.
What?
Another innocent lives wasted.
Oh, what'd you say, boy?
Back to Mr. Hudson at the desk.
We just lost one of our best reporters. Thanks, Nick, for everything that you've done. Awesome report, but now to our commentator.
Thanks, Leroy. Stan Miller with the commentary here. On October 16, 1859, devout abolitionist John Brown led 21 men into Harper's Ferry, Virginia in an attempt to seize weapons from the federal armory. In doing so, he hoped to incite local slaves to rebel from their masters and join John Brown in his raid, supplied with the arms Brown had seized. He hoped that the example shown here would spread throughout the nation. John Brown thought the current protests against abolition were too peaceful and that a stronger approach was needed if there was to be any change. They captured important persons from the town, including the mayor and certain important civilians. They slowly made their way to the armory. The rebellion could not come unopposed, though. Called upon to lead some 88 Marines into battle was Colonel Robert E. Lee, along with Israel Green and Jeb Stuart. Also joining the Marines were numerous Maryland and Virginia militia. On the 18th, the Marines arrived and pushed Brown into the engine house at Harper's Ferry. On the morning of the 18th, Jeb Stuart attempted to negotiate a surrender but was unsuccessful. The remaining rebels attempted to seek refuge in the room but were unsuccessful as the Marines broke down the door and either killed or captured the remaining rebels inside. Many believe that this raid was an act of terrorism. Many also believe that Brown was mad, including Lee, who stated, "The plan was an attempt of a fanatic or a madman." Lee also believed that Brown forced the blacks to participate in the raid. Only one Marine was killed, while only 5 of the rebels managed to escape. 2 of Brown's sons also died in the raid. All others were killed or wounded. Unfortunately, there were also 15 civilian casualties as well. Back to Leroy Hutchinson at the front desk.
Thanks, Dan. So as you can see, today was an overwhelming loss for John Brown and his slaves during the revolt at Harper's Ferry, and they were defeated by Robert E. Lee himself. The Union and the South are soon to be in a state of collapse because, as you can see, slavery is just overwhelmingly changing the United States forever, and soon things can get really bad. John Brown, after his capturing, is now being sentenced to death, and possibly we do not know what could happen to the other slaves. They will probably be returned to their owners. Overall, though, today was a fatal loss of a few lives, and it could change the United States forever. So thank you for joining in today's broadcast. It was a great time. Thank you for tuning in. And I would like to have a moment of silence for Nick.